Hey everybody, it's Harry from Slap Your Daddy BBQ, the YouTube channel that teaches you how to master barbecue so you can spread barbecue love. Super excited today to show you guys another Pits and Spits episode, cooking on a Maverick 1250, showing you guys how to use a grill grate on it, how to use the trapdoor feature to sear steaks to get a higher temperature, how also to use the top rack, cooking a picanha, famous picanha steak or culotte steak. We've got 3 different ingredients we're going to show you how to use to make a garlic picanha and a parmesan picanha in this Pits and Spits Maverick 1250 episode. The Pits and Spits came with 2 different deflector pans. This is the one that goes on it that you saw me cook previously. Here's the bottom grate. The second heat shield I received has a little trap door. So what I've done is I've set up my grill grate over here with a piece of foil to catch any of the grease that will drip into the pan here. The drain plug is right there. And what is interesting about this trap door is that it gives you access to the fire pot. So that is the deflector piece you saw me in the unboxing video. So I'm now going to slide the deflector piece here to the left. And you can see now the burn pot is right here. So this arrangement allows the heat to be directly up from the burn pot. And it will basically heat up this deflector plate. And we should be able to get 600 degrees on the Pits and Spits to sear our picanha steaks perfectly. Let's start it up now. And we'll do a nice 275. Cook the culotte steak or the picanha steaks. While the pit is heating up, I'm going to show you guys how we trim a picanha. This picanha is actually from the bottom sirloin, and I'm going to show you guys kind of how we butcher it in a little clip that I shot previously. I'm going to go ahead and show that to you before I continue this part where I trim it. This is how a top sirloin looks like. This is a Superior Angus top sirloin. It's about 12 pounds. And I'm going to demonstrate how you can cut out the picanha. The picanha actually is this piece here called the top sirloin. And it's a little bit of work to cut it out, but I thought I'd show it to you. Usually you would buy this from your butcher. If you go to a Brazilian butcher shop, they will usually carry it for you. But just for educational purposes, I will show you how we trim it out from a top sirloin. You start off with a natural seam. There is a natural seam here that you can run your knife into. And it will separate apart, like so. There you have a Brazilian churrascaria comes from. Really, really good eating on the culotte steak or the picanha. So the culotte steak, I trimmed it off according to the seam. It comes off as a piece like this. That's actually the fold over. When you fold it over here, it looks actually that's the picanha that you have in the churrascaria. So I'll put this piece here. Then you trim this piece off here. And this is a little bit of called a petite roast on this one here. Makes a nice little snack. And then on the main butt here, we're going to make 3 cuts across. And we're going to cut it into 3 pieces to create 3 individual roasts. Here's the beef loin trim completed. So we have a pile of trimmings here. And the beef sirloin has been cut into 3 pieces. I made a petite roast on this one here. And then we have a few big pieces I cut into steaks. And another roast on this end. A couple of what looks like flat irons. And then here's the pièce de la résistance. This is the culotte steak. And this is the one that we're going to make into the picanha, Brazilian style. Going to be super delish to try out. So there you go, a quick butchery tutorial here. Even though I'm not a butcher, I just wanted to kind of show you guys some of the specifications. The 184 NAMP, North American Meat Processing, from a beef loin into its component parts. And when you go to the store, you probably want to ask your butcher to do this for you. You can buy the picanha or the culotte steak, which is the Brazilian style, followed by the flat irons, and then the sirloins cut into 3 pieces into little petite roasts. and then into steaks and into a roast. I like to remove some of the silver skin here, so get some of that piece off here, the fascia and the silver skin, just a little bit, so that the seasoning will be able to touch the protein directly. In case you're wondering what knife I'm using, this is the famous Masamoto KS. It's one of the most highly desired knives in the world. I've been waiting like 10-12 years to get this knife. I finally decided life is short, you know, just get what you want in life. And this is about $600 knife from JapaneseChefKnife.com. Nice folks there sent me the knife, and shipping was super fast. I got it within a few days. If you're interested, I'll leave the link for the Japanese Chef Knife link in the description below. So all I'm doing is I'm just trimming off some of the silver skin. You gotta be really careful. This is a razor sharp knife here, and you gotta be really careful not to cut yourself. So we're ready to slice it into steaks now, and I want to point something out here. So I hope you can see this, but you notice how the grains are running this way like that? So when you cook it churrascaria style, which is the Brazilian style, you have to cut it 90 degrees against the grain like that. But because I'm cutting it to be eaten as a steak that's going to be smoked followed by seared, I'm going to cut 1-inch steaks following the grain, which is going this way. Cut it into 1-inch steaks here. I'm gonna get about 4 steaks out of this thing. So I have 4 beautiful steaks here. So you notice that the grain is running this way. So later on, when you eat it and you slice it, you're gonna be cutting it this way. That way the steak will be tender. This fat cap is a little bit too thick, so we're gonna trim it down a little bit to about, I like about like a 1/4 inch or so. It's a little bit of fat is good. That's about right. Seasoning process is pretty simple. I'm just going to do 2 with the garlic and 2 with Parmesan cheese. You can use just regular kosher salt, but I think Himalayan salt works really nicely. So we'll get some salt on it. So you may be asking, what do we do with the Parmesan cheese? We'll put that on later after the meat is cooked, and let it melt into the meat. So the Parmesan cheese will not burn that way. Just salt, and on 2 of them I'm just gonna put some of the garlic. We'll use a little bit of granulated garlic here. Do a garlic picanha, and you can use as much or as little as you want. If you don't like garlic, just skip this part. Just go ahead and use salt, it's fine. People always ask me also, do you use pepper? Yes, you can use pepper, but traditionally in the Brazilian style of cooking picanha, you leave out the pepper, but you know, you can do as you please. You can also put a barbecue rub if you like, works just as well. I like garlic, so I'm going to use a lot of garlic, granulated garlic powder. Our pits and spits is at 275. Let's go ahead and put it in and get a nice little bit of smoke on it before we start to sear it. It's nicely warm at 275. Let's go ahead and boil it a little. Okay, until it's about 100 degrees. Mr. Beans is joining me for company on a gorgeous Southern California day. It's been about 25 minutes and we're about 110 degrees or so, which is the temperature we want. So these are ready to come off. Let's get ready to sear them now. Open up the trap door. Get it up to about 400 degrees, which is about hot enough, I think. Probably be about 600 where the fire is, so we're going to go up to 400 here. I set it to 450 because we want to get about 550 on the grate here. Let's see what temperature we're at now. And we are almost about 570, 600. That's hot enough to sear. So let's go ahead and get our steaks on. We're going to put it down first at the 2 o'clock position like so. One for the garlic on this side. Go for about a minute. Our minute is up. We put it at 2 o'clock. Now we're gonna flip it back at 2 o'clock like so. Run it for another minute or so. Beautiful char marks. Alright, our minute is up. Now we're going to flip it to the 10 o'clock position like so. Another minute. Timer here. Running our timers here to keep track of the time. Alright, the last flip here. Final flip is at 10 o'clock. Last few seconds here. We're gonna get it to about 130-ish. Let it rise to about 135 for a beautiful medium rare. All right, last minute here. Time's up. Get the one for the Parmesan out here. All right, beautiful picanha. Now we want to give it the Parmesan. We put it right here. Let the heat melt the cheese. And as much as or as little as you like. While the other steak is hot, we're gonna touch it up with just a little bit more garlic here. Absolutely amazing. All right, absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna taste the one with the garlic first. And you can see from the color here, absolutely gorgeous medium rare. I don't know if you can see it under this lighting, but it's absolutely perfect. Tasting piece here. Wow, super juicy, moist, beefy, just a hint of smoke. Absolutely fantastic picanha right here. Absolutely fantastic flavor, very beefy, slightly smoky. That garlic kind of hits you between the eyeballs, and I love garlic. So if you like garlic, this is the way to do picanha. There's a Himalayan salt and some garlic, granulated garlic, and you have basically picanha heaven right here. I have another bite, so good. Wow. Let's move on now to the Parmesan picanha. A little bit of Parmesan melted on the side here. The saltiness of the Parmesan cheese really wakes up the flavor. If you never tried picanha with Parmesan melted at the end, I highly recommend you try this one. It's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna pick up some more Parmesan here, and look at that, it's absolutely gorgeous. Super medium rare, a little bit of smokiness. The amount of Himalayan salt I use was just perfect. So this is super delicious, tasty picanha. Picanha with garlic, picanha with Parmesan cheese. So if you never tried it, please try this at home. For Mr. Beans, we'll see what he likes. All right, Mr. Beans, time for your tasting for your picanha. We made it two ways, one with garlic and just a little bit of granulated garlic. So before all the haters out there tell me that garlic is bad for dogs, yes, I know, it's just a touch of garlic. And the one with the cheese should be pretty good. Okay, here you go. Oh, he went for the garlic one first, and then he went for the one with the Parmesan. All right, Beans, nice job. Licked it clean. You love your picanhas. So for those of you who asked me whether the Pits and Spits Maverick 1250 can cook a mean steak, the answer absolutely is yes. All you need to do is set up the pit to use the little trapdoor feature here. Get your grill gate on it, and you are going to be in steak heaven. I'd like also to thank all my Patreons for keeping the lights on my channel and for helping me continue to provide free content on YouTube. So until the next episode, we will see ya.